Hey guys, thanks for coming back to the channel. We're going to give you guys a little snapshot of what it's like to be off-grid. So we have obviously moved from a city life where we were hooked up to city power, city sewer, city trash. Oh, we didn't show them how to burn trash. We burn our trash now, except for the cans and bottles. We have to take that to the recyclable, or all the really heavy plastics or anything. Some of the lightweight plastic stuff we burn because it just evaporates, but the real heavy plastics we take that and we recycle all that stuff. But we do that once a week or every other week. We put it in a bag and throw it in the back of the truck. But other than that, we're not connected to the city the power grid, the electric grid. We're not connected to a power. We're not connected to a phone line anywhere. We're responsible for our own heat, our own power, our own fuel,
water,
our own water, all that good stuff. So come along for a little tour. For me, I had to do a lot of homework and a lot of learning, and thanks to a lot of other YouTube channels out there that have graciously put the information out there on how to maintain your solar system and how to upgrade it and whatnot. Stay tuned for an upgrade video on the solar power that we had on this place and the whole solar system. So I'll be putting that video out here pretty quick. And but I had to learn about power and batteries and inverters and all that good stuff, as well as generators and that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that video, and I'll update you guys on what we did to upgrade what we bought here at this place. Other than that, we had researched. I had grown up doing this kind of as a kid, living in a log cabin. We were still connected to the power grid, so there was still electricity, but some of the neighbors are talking about bringing some power in here. That would be interesting, and we might want to tap into that at some point. So stay tuned for that. What has been your biggest adjustment to living in an off-grid house? Coming from the city where we're connected to city power. Back there, you turn the key, you go in the house, you turn on the thermostat, and the heater comes on. You flick the lights on, and so how is that all changed? And you take the trash out to the curb. And how has that all changed?
Well, the only thing that has really changed, I think, is a heating source in the house. That does take a little longer to warm up the house if we're gone all day. The fire hasn't been stoked, and so when we come home in the evening, that makes it's really cold in here. Other than that, it hasn't
been that cold.
It has when we get home late from going out.
It's not like freezing, like you're icing.
I think it's cold for me. Maybe not for Scott, but it's cold for me.
You've only complained a couple of times.
So also, other than that, I really don't feel like it's an off-grid house. I mean, Scott has done his homework. He's done a really good job on, make sure that we have power and water. I mean, in the summertime it's nice.
So we try and do laundry on a sunny day when the solar panel, in the middle of the day when the solar panels are putting a lot of power in. We don't usually do laundry late in the evening when it's dark.
Right.
Because then it drains the batteries down a little bit.
Yeah, so you just
turn the generator on, but
you just have to adjust of when you're doing laundry. Think about where your battery level is. If it's charging, that's when I vacuum. But other than that, it's pretty good.
Oh, I know there's a lot of people out there that have an off-grid house that they have no indoor plumbing, they have candlelight, or they have a very small 12-volt system, and they turn a generator on to fire it up. They have a couple of small solar panels, and everybody has to start somewhere. We were really fortunate to buy this place. It's all wired to code with a 200 amp panel, and then it has, instead of having that 200 amp panel connected to a city power source, to the electric grid, we have the batteries with the inverter, and that's connected to the solar panels. So that was the biggest change for me, was also the heat. Having to make sure we have 5-6 cords of wood before we go into the wintertime. So that's something we're going to do every year now, is we're going to be chopping wood. That was part of the reason I wanted to buy a piece of property that was close or next to U.S. Forest Service land, so we can just walk across the property line onto U.S. Forest Service land and cut down dead tree with a permit every year. Bringing in firewood every we try and bring in about 2 to 3 days worth of wood at one time when it's snow out on the ground. That way we don't have to constantly go out every single day and bring in more wood. We have supplemented our wood gathering with some of the Idaho energy logs, and those make a big difference. Those help. But you wouldn't know this place was off grid unless we actually told you, because it's wired and acts just like a normal house. You know, we have a well, we have a pressure tank with water. We have water pressure. It's just like a normal house. So I don't think it's really changed for me that much, except for the physical part of the firewood.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's nice because it gets you outside and, you know, it gives you some kind of exercise to go out there. And, you know, depending on how much you carry in the bag, it can get heavy. I do 3 or 4 loads because I don't load up my bag too heavy. I don't want to get hurt. So I just take my time and I do 3 to 4 loads, which is probably 2 loads of what Scott brings in. But that's okay. You know, that works for me.
Ever since we moved up here, my level of activity, physical activity, has easily doubled. I literally lost 25 pounds since I've been here in the first 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah, probably 3 to 4 months. I've lost that much weight, and
3 to 4 months.
I've kept it off just by being active. At nighttime, we hopefully have the batteries topped off to 100%. So we want to watch a movie, a DVD, or whatever. We do turn off the power to everything unless we want it. So we turn on the power. We have a power strip for the TV with the sound system and the DVD player. Otherwise, we turn it off because all of those things have a little bit of a micro draw, a little like a smart TV is going to constantly be looking for Wi-Fi. It's even though the TV's off, it's what they call a sleep, right? So we turn that stuff off. The only thing that we leave on is the refrigerator, which runs, and we have a real high efficiency refrigerator, and that thing draws very little power unless the compressor turns on, and but it still only drops. We will drop about anywhere from 6 to 9% overnight. From about 8 p.m. till about 6 a.m. we'll wake up and the batteries will have dropped 6 to 9%. So it's not bad at all. So being off grid and on a private road, you have to maintain your own road. So I've been working on putting rock on the road, and stay tuned for some more of that because I have some more road work to do this spring when everything thaws out and the snow melts away. But in the winter time, again, stay tuned for some more videos on that skid steer that you see me running around with the blower. That was something that we purchased for the farm, for the homestead here, and I'm glad I had it because we had as you can see, there's a couple of feet on the ground right now. Drainage.
We saw where the hill goes down, and then he cut some drainage so when the snow does melt, so the road doesn't get too muddy, the water will flow down the hillside.
I guess one last thing that we could mention about being in Idaho, North Idaho, versus the ex-warmer state that we came from, is all winter long. I think I've worn my long johns underneath my pants or my overalls pretty much every day or to bed. So for the last 3 months, I've been wearing long johns. I not the same pair for 3 months, but I do wash them.
Once a month.
Wash them once a month?
No,
I wash them once a week.
I wash them
several
times.
So that's the other adjustment as far as clothing. We have sweatshirts on and long sleeve shirts on quite a bit more. We wear beanies a lot more than we ever did. But other than that, I don't know. It's definitely been a big adjustment for us, mainly just by being remote and being away from people and not having our kids with us. We're relying on each other a lot more for company and for companionship, and because it is definitely quiet. It's definitely a peaceful, quiet life out here, but it can get lonely. She was down in California for a couple of weeks, and I was up here by myself, and it is dead quiet up here when there's nobody around. So So guys, there's a snapshot of our new off-grid life. We're into it 6 months, 7, 8 months. This is our 8th month.
This is going into 8 months.
This is going into 8 months. There's a snapshot of our off-grid life in the wintertime. And stay tuned for a whole heck of a lot more. See you guys on the next video. Okay, so I got that pretty well angled there. So remember, you got to look at the one. Don't look at the middle of the camera. Look at the right.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna sit up and be lively or participate in this, or?
I'm tired.
Okay. Well, let's finish this and we can take a nap.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.